Welcome back, learners. Myself, Dr. Vinita Singh, Department of Commerce, RGSC, Banaras Hindu University, with the course Rudimentary Principle and Practices of Managerial Economics. Module 12, lecture number 16, Monopolistic Competition and Oligopoly. In previous lecture, we had studied about the price out determination under oligopoly market. In today's, we are going to study a brief concept about the duopoly, its features, and the most important part, that is the difference between the various market which we have studied till far. Concept of duopoly. Duopoly basically means it is made up of two words, duo and poly. Duo means two and poly means seller. So, we can say that duopoly is a market in which there are only two sellers. When there is one seller, that was known as monopoly. But when the seller increases from 1 to 2, then it becomes a duopoly. So, we can say that duopoly is a market in which there are two sellers that can be selling the homogeneous, similar or identical product, or they may be selling the heterogeneous or differentiated product that are not identical exactly, they are similar, they are differentiated in nature. So, we can say duopoly refers to the market structure in which there are only two firms selling their product to a large number of consumers. The goods produced by these firms are homogeneous or differentiated products. It is considered to be simplest form of oligopoly, which is very rarely found in the market. For example, the supply of LPG in India done by Indian Oil Corporation and Bharat Petroleum. So, we can say that duopoly is a market that have two sellers selling the differentiated or the identical product. There is large number of buyers and the buyer does not have much option because there are only two sellers in the market. So, they have to purchase the goods from the two seller only. So, the option get reduced to some extent on the end of the buyers. And when it comes on the part of the seller, somewhere they are interdependent on each other, because whatever the strategy, the planning they are adopting, definitely that is going to affect the other seller in the market, because both the sellers capturing substantial, the large part of the market. That means both the seller are supplying the large amount of the goods in the market. So, the features of duopoly can be two seller. That means there are only two sellers selling the product at a time in a market. It can't be one seller. If it will be one seller, it will become monopoly. If it will be more than two sellers, then it will come outside the category of the duopoly and become the part of the oligopoly. That means somewhere this duopoly is in between the monopoly and oligopoly. Nature of product. That means the product in which the seller is dealing, they basically deal in homogeneous product, the product that is identical, exactly similar, might be they are producing that types of the goods in the market, or they may be dealing in the differentiated product the product that are not exactly identical, rather they are differentiated on some basis, but the basic nature of the product remains same. That means the product that is meant, it is performing that services, but it is different on the basis of color, price, advertisement, branding, labeling. Then on that basis it is different. That is why it is known as differentiated product. Interdependent. As I am saying that in this market there are two sellers. One seller must be having its own price output policy, other seller must be having its own price output policy. So somewhere there are only two sellers. That means buyer will be having a knowledge about the seller, and somewhat they must be having a knowledge about the product the seller is selling. So the price and output strategy of one seller might be affecting the other seller. So that means they are interdependent. They always decide what to do and what not to do by considering the fact that the other seller is also there in the market selling the similar or the differentiated product that is being sold by the next seller. Competitions. As there are only two sellers, that means there is a competition, but there is not so much of competition as comparison to the oligopoly. There is competition, no doubt there is a competition, because if two firm is competing, every firm wants to maximize its market share, every firm wants to maximize its profit. So there is fairly a competition, but there the competition is not at that level as it involved in the oligopoly market. Barrier for entry. There is a strict barrier for the entry of new firm under the duopoly, because if any firm will enter, the duopoly will get lost. So there is strict barrier for the entry of the new firm into the duopoly market. So now we will be discussing in detail the various differences between the perfect competition, monopolistic competition, monopoly, oligopoly. These are the various major sectors of the market, and somewhere they are differentiated on some basis. So we are going to discuss on that basis how these firms are differentiated, and somewhere these basis of differences will give you the characteristics of the market. So on the various bases on which we are going to discuss these differences, they are as follow: number of sellers, nature of the product, perfect knowledge, taker or maker, entry and exit of firm, mobility of factors, selling cost, MR and AR, profit in long run, control over the market price, price elasticity of demand. Differences between perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition and oligopoly. The very first basis is number of seller. In perfect competition, there is large number of sellers in the market. That means in perfect competition, there is large number of sellers selling the product. In comparison to all the market, this market has largest number of seller. In monopolistic competition, there are large number of seller but less than perfect competition. In monopolistic competition, no doubt there is large number of seller, but in comparison to the perfect competition, the number of seller is less than. In monopoly, there is only one seller in the entire market selling the product. That means there is only and only one seller exists in the monopoly market. In oligopoly, there are few sellers in the market, more than two. That means in oligopoly, there are few sellers, but more than two and less than monopolistic competition. That means in oligopoly, the number of sellers are few. Nature of product. In perfect competition, the goods that is available is homogeneous in nature. That means all the product, the firms selling under the perfect competition are similar in nature. Whereas in monopolistic competition, the product is differentiated product. That means the products are not exactly same. The products are similar, but they are not identical. That means the product perform the basic function, but the product differ from each other on various characteristics of the product. Monopoly. There is no substitute for the product. That means under monopoly market, the monopolist is selling the product, but there is no other substitute available for the product. That means the buyer has to accept the product that is being sold by the seller. They don't have any other availability in the market, because in the monopoly market there is only single seller. He is having the overall control over the supply of the market, and there is no close substitute available of this product. In oligopoly market, the product can be homogeneous, similar in nature, or it can be differentiated. That means oligopoly is somewhere consists of the perfect competition and monopolistic competition. That means it consists homogeneous as well as differentiated product. Perfect knowledge. Under perfect competition, the word itself says perfect. That means every buyer and seller has a perfect knowledge about the goods and services that is being sold by the buyer in the market, and the buyer know exactly the prices of the product at which the seller is selling in the market. Monopolistic competition, the buyer does not have perfect knowledge about the market. Under monopolistic competition, the seller does not know exactly about everything about the market. The same it happened with the monopoly as well as to the oligopoly. In monopoly, the buyer and seller does not have perfect knowledge about the market. In oligopoly, the buyer does not have a perfect knowledge about the market. That means in monopolistic, in monopoly and in oligopoly, the buyer and the seller does not have the perfect knowledge about the market. Some or the other things are missing on both the end of the buyer and the seller. MR and AR. Under perfect competition, the average revenue is equal to the marginal revenue. Why? Because in perfect competition, the price remains constant, and that is the reason under perfect competition, average revenue is equal to the marginal revenue, and it is parallel to the x-axis or it is horizontal to the x-axis, which signifies that every buyer will purchase the commodity at the same price that is being decided by the industry. That means every seller must be selling the product, the price being determined by the industry. In monopolistic competition, average revenue is greater than marginal revenue. In order to sell more commodity, the seller has to reduce the price. That is why average revenue and marginal revenue under monopolistic competition slopes downward. But it is more flatter. Why more flatter? Because it is elastic in nature. In monopoly also, average revenue is greater than marginal revenue, means the monopolist has to reduce the price in order to increase the output, in order to sell more output. In this also, the average revenue and marginal revenue slopes downward. But AR and MR is steeper. Why steeper? Because it is less elastic. It is inelastic. And if AR is falling, MR will also fall, but at a greater speed. That is why AR is greater than the MR. And in oligopoly, no specific relationship has been defined between AR and MR. Taker or maker. Under perfect competition, firm are price taker. Price taker means under perfect competition, it is the industry that is going to decide the price through demand and supply. Whatever is the price that is being determined by industry, all the firm under this industry will follow the same price and will sell the good at that price only. That is why firm are taker under perfect competition. In monopolistic competition, firm are price maker. Under monopolistic competition, there is large number of seller. Each seller is selling some goods, differentiated goods. Each seller somewhere has its price output policy. So they are basically the price maker. They decide at what price they are going to sell their product. In monopoly market, firms are price maker. That means under monopoly also the firm, the monopolist are the one who actually decide the price for their product, because they control the entire market, they control the entire supply. So at what price they want to sell, that totally depends on the end of the monopoly. Oligopoly, firm are price mover in an oligopoly market. As we know that in oligopoly there are few sellers, and price output policy of one seller is going to affect the price output policy of the other firm. So that is why under oligopoly, firm are price mover. That means each firm decide their price output policy, but their price output policy is get affected by the price output policy of the other firm in the industry. Selling cost. In perfect competition, there is no selling cost. That means the firm need not to advertise its product, need not to promote its product, because they need to sell the product at the same price. That is why under perfect competition, there is no transportation cost. At any place, the product will be available at the same price. But in monopolistic competition, significant selling cost is there. That means it is due to, because of the selling cost, the prices of the product goes up or prices goes down. And this selling cost plays an important role in promoting the product in the market. It helps in increasing the demand for the product. And selling cost is nothing but the cost of advertising the product, cost of promoting the product. In oligopoly, there is no selling cost, because in monopoly there is the single seller, and that seller is having entire control of the market. So he need not to advertise his product, because there are no other seller in the market from whom the buyer is going to buy the product. In oligopoly market, selling cost is most important. In oligopoly market, selling cost plays an very crucial role because there is tough competition, and if you are going to keep this tough competition aside or you are going to indulge in non-price competition, then it is the selling cost which will help you in increasing the demand of your product in comparison to the demand of the rival firm. Mobility of factors. In perfect competitions, the factors are perfectly mobile. That means they can be easily moved from one place to other. In monopolistic competition, factors are not perfectly mobile. In monopoly, factors are not perfectly mobile, as well as factors are not perfectly mobile in oligopoly. That means in monopolistic competition, in monopoly and in oligopoly, factors are not perfectly mobile. You cannot move the factor from one place to the other places because factors do get affected by various other factors that plays an important role in moving the factors from one place to the other. Entry and exit. In perfect competition, there is no barrier for the entry and exit of the firm. That means all the firm are free to enter the industry at whenever they want to enter and whenever they want to leave the industry. That means at their wish they can enter the industry, at wish they can leave the industry. There is no barrier at all when it comes to perfect competition. Monopolistic competition under entry and exit of firm. In monopolistic competition, there is group instead of industry. So it becomes very easy for any firm to enter the group, and it's very easy to exit the group at their own wish. Monopoly. There is a strict barrier by the monopolist under the monopoly market because monopoly means single seller. And if he is going to allow anyone to enter the market, that means he will lost the position of monopoly. And that is why he never allow anyone to enter the market. Oligopoly, restricted entry and exit of firm. That means there is lots of restriction for entry of the new firm in the industry, and there is lots of problems involved in moving outside the industry. That means there is huge restriction put on the firm for entry and exit in oligopoly market. Elasticity of demand. In perfect competition, the demand is perfectly elastic. In monopolistic competition, the demand is relatively more elastic. In monopoly, the demand is relatively less elastic. In oligopoly, the demand is less elastic. Profit in long run. In perfect competition, the firm earn normal profit in the long run because of free entry and exit of the firm. In monopolistic competition also, the firm earn normal profit because of free entry and exit of the firm. In monopoly and in oligopoly, the firm enjoy supernormal profit in long run because there is restriction for the entry of firm in monopoly and there is restriction in entry and exit of the firm in oligopoly. Control over the market price. In perfect competition, there is no control. In monopolistic competition, there is fairly large control. In monopoly, there is substantial control, and in oligopoly, there is also substantial control. That means in oligopoly and in monopoly, the seller is controlling the market at a substantial amount, whereas in perfect competition, the seller is not controlling the market, whereas monopolistic competition, the seller is controlling the market up to some extent only. So this is all the basis on which we have discussed the various differences that arises between the perfect competition, monopolistic competition, oligopoly and duopoly. So this is all about for today's session. In today's session, we had discussed about the concept of duopoly and its features, and the most important part which we have discussed today is differences among various market, that is monopolistic competition, perfect competition, monopoly and oligopoly. So this is the last lecture of module 12, and this is the last lecture of our entire course, that is Rudimentary Principles and Practices of Managerial Economics. Thank you so much for today's lesson, and here we ending with the last session from the last module, and hereby completing with the course with Rudimentary Principles and Practices of Managerial Economics. Thank you.